The assassination plots, unfortunately, are real. The attempt on me when I was very lucky, I'm lucky to be alive, who had 3 bullets in my legs. I was warning for almost 2 months before the attempt. I gave the exact manner in which they were going to try and assassinate me. And blame it on a religious fanatic, but it was all done by people in power, the Prime Minister, the Interior Minister, and one senior intelligence agency guy. They had planned this murder or assassination, and I was lucky to be alive. And unfortunately, they're still in a position of power. And so therefore, even though the investigation had started, but they scuttled the investigation because it was pointing in the direction of a proper conspiracy on the lines which I had predicted. And therefore, they sabotaged the investigation. So the threat is real because these people are sitting in power. They are petrified that if I win the elections, they would be in trouble or held accountable. So there have been 2 attempts since then, which I was saved by the Almighty just in the nick of time. There are 2 attempts to bump me off. One was on Saturday. There was a proper attempted, I almost walked into this death trap. And in the nick of time, I got back because they had planned, to kill me there. And then I discovered that they were going to do another action against, on Wednesday, they were going to do this action where my supporters were there and they were planting people in my supporters who would have fired at the police. And the police in retaliation would have killed my supporters and eventually come after me. So, it's a difficult time in Pakistan because we have a government which is adrift. We have a government which cannot which cannot cope with the economic situation in the country, we're passing through the worst crisis in our history, the worst governance system in our history. And then we have people who are petrified of elections. So the elections on 2 main provinces have been announced by the Supreme Court on the 30th of April. They are petrified that their elections, my party will sweep them. Because in all opinion polls, my party is poised to win 2/3 majority in Pakistan. Hence, them wanting to get rid of me. Out of the 37 by-elections in the last few months, my party has swept 30 of them. So, the reason you asked me in the beginning, how real is the threat? The threat is real until the elections, because they worry that if the elections take place, I come back into power, they would be held accountable.